Hello learners and welcome to preparation of UPSC CSE. So in this video we are going to talk about A to Z of UPSC CSE, where we will be talking about A to Z of UPSC, what is civil services, why you need to prepare for this, who all can prepare for this. All the nitty-gritty of the examination we'll be discussing into this chapter. The idea is to help those learners who are basically new to this preparation, who do not understand why they need to prepare for this. Right? It can also help those who have already started but somewhere they feel they are lost. Right? They lack that motivation, they lack that drive, why they are preparing. A lot of time it happens that you are into preparation because somebody has told you to do it. It's not basically coming from your insight, right? It's not motivating you on the daily basis because you are not aware of the path. So what you need is path awareness. By the way, I'm Abhishek Shrivastava. I teach for UPSC CSE at Physics Wala. I'm teaching for last 10 years and you can learn history and culture from me. We'll be taking up a lot of topics, including what is civil services and why you need to prepare for this. Right, so as I was saying, sometimes we are into this preparation because somebody has pushed us into this preparation. We are not on this path because we want to be on this path. And this is a very you can say poor scenario where you are not fully equipped because somewhere you are lagging behind, somewhere you are not into this preparation. Right, so let's understand what is civil services, why you need to prepare for this, and what all things are required for this preparation. So let's start. So what are civil services? The first question, very basic question, is what are civil services? So you understand that we have a government, right? Government. Now this government which we choose, this is a temporary body which comes for 5 years, right? It's a 5-year body, and let's say PM and ministers, they are the one who are responsible for everything which happens in India, right? They are responsible for all the ministries, they are responsible for the policies. So they are the one who basically sets vision for the country, right? They set the vision, what is our country going to achieve in these 5 years, or let's say next 10 years or 20 years, whatever the roadmap is. So basically they are the one who sets that path for the country. But to help them out, we have people over here. These ministries have a lot of departments, and these departments, or you can say these ministries, has to be manned by the officers who are leaders in themselves. We need officers to man them. Of course, we need staff. A lot of staff will also be there, right? We need staff, but basically we need officers to actually manage the whole department, to guide the whole staff and ensure that whatever policy is being taken by the ministers or the government, that policy is fully implemented. So that grassroots level policy implementation and for the matter of fact, even policy formulation. So they are the one who guide the government or who help the government with the policy formulation, right? So you will be helping, once you become this officer, you will be helping with policy formulation plus policy implementation. So these are the two basic things which you will be involved into. Other than that, of course, a lot of other things will be there. For example, administration, law and order, etc. So you can understand that this so-called officers or bureaucracy, the whole government rests on this bureaucracy. You are that foundation block or the structure, or the civil servants are the structure or the foundation block which actually supports all the policy, government and everything. Right, on the top, ministers are there to look after and provide vision and ensure that things are being done. But it is those officers who are there in these departments at central level or the state level or the district level or the board or the ward level. They are the one who are basically implementing, ensuring that things are happening, things are really happening at the ground level. So this is huge responsibility, by the way. This is the responsibility of the country, and in every direction, in every ministry, be it water department or let's say postal department, or let's say accounts department, revenue department, any department which is responsible for the people. You are the one, or the civil servants are the one who will be taking up that responsibility. By the way, this is not something new. Any government, be it ancient India, Ashoka, or be it medieval India, Akbar, or any government for that matter, any Raja, any king, any government will have these ministers, or you can say these officers, who will ensure this grassroots level operation, who will ensure this implementation. If you understand, Akbar had mansabdars with him. Not only mansabdars, but lot of other officers as well. But they are the one, these officers are the one who ensure that things are happening at the grassroots level. Be it revenue, be it law and order, be it any other thing. For example, recently you must have heard this scheme, Har Ghar Jal, right, or Jal Nal Se Jal, which is meant to ensure that every house of India should have water, and that also tap water. So that is something, you know, our government is trying to implement right now. And now that implementation will be supported by these people, right? And this ministry, this Jal ministry or Jal Shakti ministry, this is the one which will ensure that this is happening, and that will be supported by the officers, right? In another example is you must have heard about IPS officers or district magistrates. They are the one who ensure that the law and order or everything is right in their district. So this is huge responsibility. Technically, this is responsibility of the whole administration in the country. This staff is, by the way, this is supporting staff, right? And this is separate recruitment. Now think about this. Do you understand now that this officer has to be super talented? Yeah, think about this, that the person who is heading or basically managing the whole district or the whole ministry or some implementation, policy implementation on the country level, right? Do you really understand that this minister, this officer has to be super smart, right? This selection has to be on the merit basis, super talented. He should be the cream of the country, right? So now, if you want to become this officer tomorrow, if you want to be that change, or if you want to be part of this bureaucracy, part of this permanent system of the government, then you have to become that cream. So either you are that cream today, or you need to become that cream. So this is something which demands from you, and definitely this is a big challenge which you need to take upon, that you have to become that cream of the country. On merit basis, you have to become that person who is fit to become this officer, right? And whatever it takes. So if you understand the whole responsibility, challenge, and if you understand that this person has to be, you know, super talented, or you know, a leader who can actually do all these things, then you need to work very, very hard for this. So first thing is understanding this responsibility, understanding this challenge, and accepting this challenge, that you are racing against the country. There will be lakhs of aspirants who will want to become this, and it is not going to be easy. Of course, it is going to be tough. It is a challenge, and the first thing is accept that challenge, right? Introspect, that are you ready for this? Can you really become that cream of the country, right? Can you really take up any department? Can you really manage all these things? Or maybe you are not ready today, but then you have to work for it. You have to ensure that you become this person, you become this officer. So as I told you, that civil servants are those who are responsible for policy formulation, welfare services, right? And for example, any service like Narega, right? So you have to ensure as a civil servant that Narega is being implemented in your district or wherever you are posted, right? If you are responsible for that, of course, right? So all these welfare services, PDS and all, will be taken care by you. Developmental functions, what road is being taken up, right? And ensuring that road building or road construction is happening properly. This is something your challenge, or this is something you have to do. Administrative adjudication, a lot of time there are clashes with the people, right? And clashes with the government and the people. You will be arbitrating, you will be ensuring, you know, whatever is right or whatever is just is happening over there. Similarly, stabilizing forces, if there is maybe some chaos or some issue, or you can say a fight, you are the one who have to take care of all those events. So now, civil servants, as you understand, civil servants are the one who are at the helm, who are leading at the front, who are ensuring that the things which you are seeing around you are happening in the right fashion, in the way they are supposed to happen. So now, what are civil services? So we see that civil services are basically of three types. One is all India services. So these are the coveted posts, right? IAS, IPS, Indian Forest Services, right, Indian Administrative Services. So basically people fight for this. IAS, IPS is most coveted. Others are central services like Indian Foreign Services, Indian Revenue Services, right, statistical, railway and all, right. So then there are central services, and then there are services in the states as well. So there are a lot of services which you can opt for, not necessarily IAS or IPS, right, but that is something we can understand later as well. So now the question is how to get into these services, how to become a civil servant. So for that purpose, government has appointed a body called Union Public Service Commission, right. So this is UPSC. So UPSC stands for this examination body, which is Union Public Service Commission. Union means central government, public means for public service. So for public service, commission is a body which will do this. Now UPSC conducts many examinations. It is not like civil services examination is the only examination. As per the last report, they had conducted some 15 examinations. Right, one of them is civil services examination. Civil services examination, CSE. So CSE is basically civil services examination. There are other examinations like CAPF, CDS, etc., Indian Engineering Services. So many other examinations are being conducted, but the examination we are discussing today is civil services examination conducted by UPSC. So before we go ahead and understand how it is being conducted and what all things are happening, first thing we need to understand is the competition. Right, as I said, it is not going to be easy. It is a challenge. A lot of people, lot of aspirants are basically preparing for it. So as per the report, like this is 2021, 21, 22, 23. So this is basically annual report 2022, 23. Right, so this is available on UPSC website, and you will find that people who have appeared in prelims examination is who have basically filled the form, not appeared, like who have just filled the form for prelims examination is 11.5 lakhs. So in 22-23, 11.5 lakhs have actually filled this form, right, for UPSC CSE. Of course, the people who appeared, right, number of aspirants who appeared was less. So it was around 5,79,000. So roughly you can say 6 lakhs. So you can understand that almost 6 lakh students appear into prelims. Now this is huge, right? This is huge. 6 lakh people fighting for these jobs, and you also should know that there are roughly 1,000 seats, and sometimes even less, 1,000 seats, for which we are chasing, right? So for only 1,000 seats, there are some 6 lakh students fighting. So definitely, obviously, this is going to be tough, right? Now, out of this, there will be some phases. People will be selected at one phase, then rejected at other phase, then rejected at other phase. Something like that we'll understand, right? And the first thing is this challenge at 6 lakh students. So you are going to fight with at least 6 lakh students who will be appearing into the prelims examination. Now, are you eligible for this? So what is eligibility criteria? Can you become a civil servant today, or at least can you apply for being civil servant today? So the first thing is nationality. So first thing it needs is you need to be an Indian, right? For some services, only Indian. For IAS, IPS and IFS, Indian Foreign Services, only Indian citizen can apply, right? Only a purely citizen of India can apply into this post. But for other services, sorry, for other services, citizen of India or somebody who is a subject of Nepal, Bhutan, Tibet, etc., right, but who has come to India before 1962, right, they can also apply. Similarly, somebody who is Indian origin but has migrated from the other countries like Pakistan, Burma, etc., with the intention of settling in India, right, they have settled in India. But of course, I place a strict mark. If you belong to this, then do visit that notification, right? Notification is the prime source of all the information, right? So if there is a specific case, I suggest please do visit the notification. There you will find if there is a specific case other than citizen of India, then you need to have some eligibility certificate, right? So please do visit that notification if you have that specific case. So as I said, one thing is nationality. Second is your age, right? So minimum age at which you can apply or you can give your first attempt is 21 years, and the maximum age is 32 years. Total number of attempts you can give is 6 attempts, right? So 21 to, so between the age of 21 and 32, you can go for 6 attempts. Yeah, but there are cases of relaxation as well. Like if you belong to scheduled caste or scheduled tribe, then you can give unlimited attempts, plus age is also relaxed. You can appear for plus 5 years. That means till 37 years you can appear. You can give as many attempts you want. Right. Similarly, if you belong to OBC, then you can go for 9 attempts, and age relaxation is also there. 3 attempts you can, 3 years you can add. That means till 35 years you can appear into this examination. Similarly, if there is a physical disability of benchmark category, then in that case plus 10-year relaxation is there, and 9 attempts in total you can give. So this is about the age and the number of attempts, right? If there is some special case or other than general category, I suggest please do see the notification, your special category, and check it out, what all things you need to claim for that particular category, right? Similarly, educational qualification. What do we need? Only you need to be a graduate from a recognized university. Right, any percentage, right, any merit or something? No, nothing is required. UPSC believes that maybe you are not good in graduation or you have not scored well in graduation. This does not stop you from being a civil servant. You can still work hard, you can still prepare and become that cream which you were discussing. Right, so only a graduate, that's it, right? Only thing you need to become a civil servant is a graduate degree. If you have that graduate degree, you can become that civil servant. Right, Hannah. So age, as I said, nationality general is Indian, so this is basic. Second, age is 21 to 32, 6 attempts, and relaxation depends upon the category. Plus education only graduation, right? You have to be a graduate, that's it. Yeah, so this was all about eligibility. Now let's come to the core part of the discussion, which is plan of the examination. Right, so total there are 3 stages of examination. The first stage is prelims stage, right? Prelims stage, which is very basic. UPSC tries to wean out all the non-serious candidates, so basically it filters out all the serious candidates at the prelims stage. Then there is a main examination, then there is interview stage. So prelims, then main, and then interview. These are the 3 stages of the examination. We'll take it up one by one. Let's start with prelims examination. So prelims exam has 2 papers. Right, so prelims. So basically there are 2 papers. One is General Studies 1. So this paper is basically of 200 marks, objective type paper, and is of 200 marks. Also it has negative marking of 1/3. Negative marking. Right, so this is the one who will decide cutoff. This is the one who will decide the merit. Now this General Studies 1, as name suggests, this is General Studies, and the syllabus includes all the basic subjects, for example, history, geography, polity, Indian economy, environment, science and tech, and current affair. So these are the subjects which you need to prepare for prelims examination. There will be 100 questions, right, of total 200 marks, and you have to basically clear the cutoff over here. Depends, cutoff depends upon the preparation level and how the people do, how the aspirants do in the examination. Right, so history, geography, polity, economy, environment, science and tech, current affairs. These are some 7 subjects you need to prepare to basically get through prelims examination. Now another paper which is your General Studies 2, which is basically CSAT. So CSAT basically test your aptitude, right? And basically test your aptitude with respect to maths and English in general, and this is qualifying paper. Again 200 marks, negative marking, some 80 questions. Plus, you only need to score 33% marks. This is only qualifying paper. You don't have to score a lot. This will not decide the merit for you. Right, merit will be decided by GS1 only. Right, this is the paper which will ensure that whether you have crossed the cutoff or not, or whether you are giving mains examination or not. Not this one. How much you score over here does not matter. Even you score 200 out of 200, it does not matter. Right, whether you score 200 or 67 marks, it is same actually. Right, so you have to target your GS1 paper and ensure that you are qualifying prelims examination. So this is the first stage, which is prelims stage. Once you qualify this prelims stage, by the way, this is the stage where we were saying almost you'll be competing with 6 lakh plus students. Right, so 6 lakh plus students will be appearing into this examination. Then comes another stage. So we're talking about paper 2 and paper 1. Right, paper 1 and paper 2. This is detailed syllabus if you want to see. Right, and similarly GS paper 2, comprehension, interpersonal skill, logical reasoning, general mental ability, basic numeracy. But this is not of, let's say, CAT level. This is more of class 10th basically class 10th level. So this is prelims examination. Now when you qualify a prelims examination, then let's say your prelims examination was in, so this year 2024, prelims examination was on 16th of June, then July, August, September. So almost you can say almost 3 months. In September you will have main examination. So after a gap of almost 3 months, you get into main examination. Now people who get selected for the main examination or you qualified prelims is again depends upon the vacancy, but roughly you can say this will vary from 10,000 to 13,000. Right, depends upon the vacancy. Right, if there are more vacancy, then there will be more number of aspirants qualifying prelims examination. If it is less, then accordingly. So now the main examination. Now main examination is basically descriptive exam. It is descriptive in nature. Descriptive. So it is descriptive, means you have to write answers. Plus in main examination total there are 9 papers. Again, come back to our original thought that you need to be cream of the country. Right, it cannot be a objective paper deciding you are ready for this job or not. Right, it has to be like you have to be tested on all the front, on all the levels, whether you understand this subject, that subject, general knowledge which is expected out of you, whether you know all those things or not. Right, how do you express yourself, how you write, right, how ethical you are, all those things have to be tested. So there are some 9 examinations and these are descriptive in nature. Right, you have to write answer. Every paper is of 3 hours. So out of these 9 papers, 2 are qualifying papers. Right, one is paper A. Paper A is language. So you can select any language which is there in Constitution 8th schedule. Right, you can select any language which you think you are proficient into. You can select that language and you can appear into this examination. This is basic, very basic. They will test your essay writing, your précis writing, letter writing, grammar and all those things will be asked in these papers. Right, so first paper is language, you can choose any, and then another paper is of English. Right, so English is like must. You need to understand English. You cannot attend this English paper in any other language. English has to be attempted in English only. Right, there is no way, there is no other way I don't know English and I want to get into, so you have to prepare for this as well. Right, so there is the English paper as well. Both are qualifying in nature. You need some 25% marks over here. Right, 25%, and you get into main. Your copies will be evaluated after this. So this is bare minimum requirement from you. So these are 2 papers who are only qualifying. Then comes your 5 papers. Right, paper 1 is essay. So all these 5 papers are of 250 marks. Right, so 250 into 5. So one paper is of essay writing. Right, so in generally earlier they were asking 1 essay. These days they are asking 2 essays. You have to write 2 essays in 3 hours. By the way, duration is 3 hours for all the papers. So you have to write 2 essays. Similarly, there is paper 2 also called General Studies 1. This paper is about history. This paper is about geography, society. So 3 main subjects, history, geography and society, is being tested in first paper. Similarly, second or basically paper 3, General Studies 2, is more into polity. Right, polity, social justice, IR, international relation, all these things will be tested, all these subjects will be tested in this particular paper. Then paper 4 is about economy, science and tech, environment, disaster management, all these things will be tested in this particular paper. Now, the last paper or the fifth paper is about ethics. So here you will find a lot of case studies, a lot of definitions, a lot of ethical, dilemmas or ethical things, ethical definitions will be asked for, right? You will have to attend this paper as well. So there are some 5 papers in your mains which are based on general studies. But then they also want to understand that if there is a subject where you are an expert, how much expert you are, right? What is the level, what is the extent of that expertise? And for that particular purpose, we have one more thing which is optional. So UPSC asks to select one optional subject. So you need to select one optional subject in which you believe that you are the best, or basically you can go into as deep as UPSC wants. So there is a list of some 25 subjects like PubAd, geography, history, agriculture, right? So there is a list, 25 subjects. You can choose any. Or there is also a list of literature subjects, for example Assamese, Hindi literature, Odia literature, etc, etc. So there is another list of 23 subjects. So if you want to go for a literature subject, you can. So you have to select just one subject, and from that particular subject there will be 2 papers of 250 marks each. So again, this is like your arena. It is expected that you are an expert in optional. You will be scoring very, very high marks into optional. Basically, optional is a deciding factor. In your main examination, or basically in your total score, optional score will matter a lot. So you have to choose your optional very wisely, very, very wisely. Right, and you have to score very high into this. Target like 300 something marks into this particular optional. Similarly, out of these 5 papers, right, target at least, or let's say in these 4 papers, target at least 460 marks. Right, this is something you should target in these 4 papers. Essay, again 140 to 150 is a good marks. This is something you need to target. Maybe you will not be able to get these marking right now, right away. It's okay, it's fine. Right, we'll have a detailed discussion on the strategy as well, where we'll be talking about what should be the target score, how you should target that. All those things will take up separately. Right now we are talking about the first step, what is actually UPSC CSE. Right, so first of all we are taking the first view. Strategy is the second view. So this is optional paper. So in total in main examination you have to score from 1750 marks, right? 1750 marks. So if you qualify this main examination, you will get interview call, right? So after main examination, let's say around 10,000 to 13,000 students, so depending upon the actual number of seats, you will be called for interview. So roughly let's say 2,000 to 3,000 students, again depends upon number of seats, 2,000 to 3,000 students in last 2-3 years, you can say, or last 5 years you can say, were called for interview, right? So then you'll get an interview call. Now interview is what? Interview is a personality test. So there will be a board who will be interviewing you, who will be asking you questions based upon current affair, based on things of general interest, right? And they will be judging you, right? They will assess your personality, because you are going to be that leader, right? That cream. So they have to ensure that the person who is getting out of this process should be the person who is fit for that role, that post. So accordingly they will score. So they have to score out of 275 marks. So mains, by the prelims score is not counted anywhere. So it is mains and interview marks. So total out of 2025 marks, you have to score around, let's say 900,000 marks. And if you can do that, you will make into the list, right? So this is the whole phase, or basically whole scheme of the examination. Now the next step is how to start. Right, so how to start? As I said, this will be phase 2, but right now what you need to do, you need to first of all figure out, first of all think about. By the way, this is already step 1 where you are trying to understand what is UPSC. So you are already at step 1. Step 1, what is UPSC? So you are done with this now. What is UPSC? Now next step, what you need to do is step 2, why? After understanding that there is huge competition, after understanding that this is a challenge, this is not going to be easy, right? There are some 9 mains paper, there is an optional subject for which you need to work very, very hard, right? Also it is going to be a very long journey as well. If you start preparing for 2026 today or 2025 today, even for 2025, the final result will be in 2026. Right, and if you are not, unfortunately, if you are not able to make it in 2025, then again you have to prepare for this. Sometimes golden attempt, generally it is said that the golden attempt is second attempt or third attempt, right? So you are going to invest a lot of time into this preparation. So I would suggest, it is my recommendation, that you should be fully sure, right? Of course the reward is very high. Whatever you prepare, whatever you work hard for this preparation, the reward is 1000x more than your hard work, right? And so reward is very, very high. You will actually start to matter a lot. I'm not saying UPSC is the only way by which you will matter into the society, but definitely it is one of the best way, right? It will matter a lot. So first thing is, are you ready for this challenge? Will you not quit? Will you not give up? Will you be able to take up this toil, the hard work and everything? Will you be consistent? So first thing is, you need to commit, you need to figure out, you need to write it down why you want to prepare for this UPSC preparation, UPSC, right? And another thing is, if you say yes, right, and if you decide and say yes, then again my recommendation is target All India rank 1. Now why? It might sound very cool, right? I want to be a AIR1. Yes, I'm not talking about being cool. What I'm talking about is what I mean when I say you should target All India rank 1, because even who is in the list and is at, let's say, 300-400 rank, the person is not sure whether he is going to make it. It's a descriptive set of paper, right? Nobody knows whether they'll be able to qualify or not. Many a times you will find that even the rank 1 was preparing for the next attempt because he was not sure or she was not sure whether she is going to make it. That means all those who qualify, right, are almost at equal level or slightly, here or there, slightly different from each other. There is not marked difference or there is not huge difference between rank 1 and the others. So if there is not much difference, then always target for the best. Right, if you target for rank 1, at least you'll make into the selection. If your target is lower, somehow I want to get into this, then you are setting yourself for failure. Right, so ensure that whatever you are doing, it is going to hit the bullseye. You are going for rank 1. Another benefit of targeting rank 1 is that it is not about, when you want to be a rank 1 in future, then whatever you are today, you have to start behaving like a person who is going to be a rank 1 tomorrow, right? Or see it like this, that if you have to be All India rank 1 tomorrow, AIR1 tomorrow, then and if you are at this level today, then you start to think like how you will become that person. You need to start inculcating that change within you. You need to start becoming that person now, and think that if you are rank 1, can you afford to be inconsistent? Can you afford to be relaxed? Can you afford to be waste time? No, you can't. So if you are that person who is going to be rank 1 tomorrow, then start behaving like that. Be consistent, work hard, give everything you can to this preparation, right? And ensure that in the end there should be nothing which you can say that I missed that, I should have done that. There should be no regret in the end. If you prepare like that, if you give yourself to this preparation, definitely you'll be making into the list, right? So again, my recommendation, rest is up to you. So I hope you got the point. So yes, so this was all in the first video. We were talking about all about UPSC CSE, or all about UPSC and CSE, right? And why you should be preparing for that. Again, a lot of more videos will be coming on this channel very soon.